appealing. And for some reason, the media absolutely love the traveller and gypsy community. Right. So, it just, and then because I started to do live streams on TikTok,
Because even before TikTok, you were a Facebook star, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because Facebook was trending before
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
But you've got that ability to reinvent yourself every time there's a new platform, and you're able to crack the platform, because not everyone can crack it.
Yeah, that's right. That is absolutely right. And I think there's people that were absolutely shocked because they were like, how is it that Farida, you know, like I came on, it was my clients that were like, Farida, please open a TikTok account. Because it's quite hard when you're trying to, you know, run Instagram, Facebook, and all the different platforms, and you've got clients to work on, and you know, and my clients were like, TikTok is the place to be. TikTok is the place to be. So I listened to them, because that's really important, listening to your clients, and before you know it, obviously, you know, live streaming was something that I used to do before. So it was just like, you know, moving my skill set onto a different platform, and people just tend to engage. And what I didn't realise is there's a lot of casting directors, casting agents that are on social media looking for talent.
Wow.
So I would get approached by various different, you know, agents, casting agents, asking me if I would be interested in this TV show, that TV show, that TV show. And so it's always, so, you know, and then it's about your delivery now. The creative director of Big Brother actually came over to me and said, Farida, because you was on TV, you did so well in that week. You know, I think their views were really high.
Yeah.
Just because I was on the box. So it's also about making sure that you deliver. You get results with your delivery. So because I've delivered, now that can be proved to other casting directors. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of a snowball effect. How you know, for example, when I was the first evictee, I was like, I'm going to make sure I turn those boos, if there's any, into frigging loves.
Yeah.
You know, and I made sure that I was conscious that it's the first time in 5 years that Big Brother's come out. I'm the first evictee to leave. It's a legendary moment. I want to shine on that dance floor, and I made sure I showed up. You know, I mean, I don't know whether you watched me on that evictee, but it's awesome. I look at it even now and think, wow, what a beautiful moment. My sister was like, I got all confused. I thought you'd won. I'm like, I was like,
you celebrated it.
I am celebrating. I'm always a winner, me. I'm always a winner.
Come on.
You know, whether you come first, second, 30,000 applicants. And I was one of 16 that chose to go in that house. I think that's called winning.
I like the fact that you appreciate all of the small things, not just, hey, I've gotten here and I've been booted out, now I've got mental health, why was I the first one? Rather than concentrating on things like that, you're like, hey, this many people applied, I got scouted, spotted, got made to apply. You've appreciated all the goodness in that part of that journey.
Absolutely. And you know, like, because I got scouted out, because I got evicted first, I've been able to be part of the Late and Live show.
Yes.
So much more than somebody. I had that dance floor. It was like a dance floor because I was jumping up and down like a. But
yes, that's what you were doing. They started it, and you were doing your little dance.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You can sit down now." Like you were like, "No, it's my stage."
But
loved it.
Honestly, it was so beautiful when I look at that video. It's just priceless.
You're really confident, though.
Pardon?
You're really confident. It's like there was a studio full of people there, and you're there just standing, dancing by yourself. You wasn't like, there's people looking at me, people laughing at you. You're just confident. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I just love enjoying the moment. Live each day like it's your last, and just enjoy, embrace, appreciate every moment. Yeah.
So what's made Farida? Talk to me about your childhood and growing up. Where did you grow up? How many siblings did you have? And, you know, what were your parents doing at the time?
Yeah, well, my childhood, this is where my appreciation stems from, to be honest. That's why I'm just so appreciated, because I had quite a tough childhood.
What does that mean?
God, the trauma. Oh, God. Yeah, so basically, you know, like my first 5 years of my life, brought up in a home. My dad went to work. He was a barber. He also worked in a factory, and that was cool. I grew up as a daddy's girl, and and I loved life. You know, I was a real daddy's girl. And then my parents decided to invest in a meat shop, which had a grocery, and I used to help my mum and dad. You know, from a very young age, I'd created a little tuck shop within the shop, which was lovely. I'd take things to school and sell them at school, and you know, it was a great time for me. But unfortunately, their marriage started having cracks that had a knock-on effect on me and my siblings, you know, and eventually the business had to go. Although I would say that's where my business mindset comes from, because my mum and dad were both business people.
Where were they from?
Originally,
Yes.
India.
Both of them, yeah?
Yeah. Although we do have Kenyan roots as well.
Wow.
Like my granddad is buried in Nairobi. One of my uncles is buried in Mombasa. Some of my aunties and uncles are born in Kenya. You know what I mean? So we've got African roots as well. But my ancestral history is India. Right. Yeah. So Gujarati Muslim is my background. Yeah. So unfortunately, once we had this shop, their marriage started to have, you know, problems, and eventually they did actually get divorced. The shop went, and we found ourselves homeless.
Wow.
And
Homeless, like with your mum or your dad?
with my mum. Right. And with me and my siblings. There's 2 brothers and 1 sister, and we found ourselves homeless. But this was the time, and the thing was, when we had the shop, culturally, my sister was living at my uncle's house. I was living at my other uncle's house. You know, my sister was living at my mama's house, and I was living at my chacha's house, and my brothers were with my parents. So we were all like sort of split up, because parents were too focused in the business. But eventually, once their marriage came to an end, and we ended up sort of homeless, and then literally, mum and dad sold the shop. I was like 14 years old. No, 12 years old when mum and dad split up. And within 2 years of them splitting up, there was lots of other things that had happened in the family. We were like basically the talk of the community.
Right.
Do you know how that feels? You know, her parents, because it was frowned upon in those days to have parents that have split up. And you know, and then 2 years later, my dad died, and that was really, really hard. And then
How old was you?
I was 14, and that was really, really hard. But eventually, the council gave us the property, and we moved into the council property. Mum was really, really embarrassed. She'd say to my nanny, "Please don't bring anybody to our home." Do you know what I mean? And because she was embarrassed, you know, we had to like literally eat broth. We had to like get the sticks and heat the hot water up, you know, to coal in the fires. And it was a really, really difficult time. We'd put plastic on the windows to get the heat, you know, to stop the heat, the draft coming in. And when I just think about our childhood, so from a very, very young age, me and my siblings were all about sticking together. We helped each other get through some education. I mean, initially I left school with 0 qualifications because I was too traumatised by by the dynamics in the family. Left school, and when I got to about 18, that's when I decided to put my head down and start going to college and start getting some qualifications. And then I just kind of was tired of constantly being pointed